All right, this is dope. I want to talk about dematerialization and distribution chains. Follow me, because what I'm going to talk about is an indicator. It's something you can point back to every time to figure out if something is a good idea or not, and just follow this train of thought. Peter Diamandis wrote a book called Exponential Organizations. You can listen to it on audible.com. I'll put links below to Audible. In your business, it's very important to think about dematerialization. And what does that mean? So imagine you got like an iPhone. There's my iPhone. If you need to measure something, you could put it in an iPhone. They actually have some type of ruler measurement. I've seen this. Every single thing that you could do that was a physical object has now dematerialized and become an app. Okay, if you want to measure something, let me get my phone. If you want to measure on the wall like a stud finder, they got that in the iPhone. You could do your banking. You could take pictures, you could take videos. Just think, I have 142 apps installed on my phone, and some of these things were physical items before that you don't need anymore. If customers can pay their bill online, it's actually speeding up the process. If you can bring all of your entire software and all your billing and everything, that's all the paper in your business, and make it paperless and put it all on an app on your phone and run your whole business off apps and collect money, that's incredible, right? So I use an app called Jobber. You can check that out. I run my entire business on Jobber. You put a link below for Jobber, and there are a ton of great apps that do that, but that's the one that I use. But you can also have employees that are now freelancers or subcontractors that don't even work for you in person. You can have a secretary, an office manager, a bookkeeper, accountant, receptionist, all that stuff virtually now. So before you move forward and hire somebody and put them on payroll and then go get a building and an office and all these physical things, like a physical building that you have to pay rent and insurance on and have a physical employee, how can you dematerialize all that and just make it vanish? So what you're doing right now is I'm talking about steps in a distribution chain. How did Sam Walton become a billionaire and make Walmart one of the biggest companies in the world for the last 70 years or something? Well, he did something brilliant, and he saw another store doing it, and he actually went and he took that idea and franchised it pretty much all over the world. And what he did was he eliminated one step in the distribution chain. Now think about this. You got product manufacturer. The product gets manufactured, I don't know where, let's say China, US, Mexico, anywhere, and then it has to get shipped all the way across the water and be stored in maybe a national warehouse. Maybe from the national warehouse, now you have an actual building and employees being paid to ship, store all these products, and now maybe it's got to get shipped from there to a regional distribution center. Now the price is going up again. Then from the regional distribution center, now it's getting shipped and put inside of a local warehouse. From a local warehouse, it finally goes inside of the retail store. That's why a pair of Nikes that cost maybe like $2 to make or $5 to make, you know, plus all the markup and all the marketing and all that and the idea of Nike. But I mean, you're paying $100 for a pair of shoes by the time it gets to you. Why? Because it has to change all these hands and go through all these people and be stored in all these places that keep marking up the price, just like materials in your business. You got to mark up the price so all these people can make a profit to pay all their bills as well. So these are steps in the retail distribution chain. Now, like I was talking about Walmart, what he did, he just cut out one of these steps and it made him a billionaire. He took the local warehouse and he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make my retail store the warehouse. It's already there. So just like a Costco or a Sam's Club, it's a bigger building. So they combine two steps in the distribution chain, and then what happens is now there's all this extra profit and it becomes a pool of money. He took a small percentage of that, maybe like a 10% savings, and he passed that on to the customer as the customer, and now he was able to drop the prices and undercut everybody in the marketplace because they didn't do that, and now he got a little bit lower prices and he was able to dominate and captivate the entire marketplace by cutting one step out of the distribution chain. And he still has a physical business with physical products and physical locations. Imagine what you could do in your business by dematerializing and making this happen. What could you do? What steps could you cut out of the chain? Could you make, like, if you have a small tiny business or a tiny landscaping business, could you run it like out of your house? Is there somebody you could partner up with to have like some type of a shop so you don't have to lease some big building? Could you get rid of an employee that's sitting in an office and get rid of the office altogether and just hire virtual receptionists? I use Jill's office. They're highly trained professional virtual receptionists that pick up the phone for my business and tons of service businesses just like yours and mine. And dude, I don't have to hire them. They're not on payroll. They're not in a building, and I use them as I need them. And this is what they do full time. It's completely dematerialized. I'll put a link to Jill's office below. You can try it out. It's awesome. So think about it. That cuts a step in the distribution chain. The next thing I want to talk about in talking about all this is Michael Dell's 3 C's. In the year 2000 at the Detroit Economic Club luncheon, when Michael Dell was moving up and becoming a billionaire, he's one of the smartest minds in the world. He wrote his 3 C's. He said, in the world of business, you have to have 3 C's. You have to have content, which is marketing and communications and taking care of customers. Then you have to have the second C, which is commerce. Commerce is business and products transacting for money. You gotta have something for sale and money going back and forth, right? But he said, he drew a line like this. And he said, I myself haven't even figured out the 3rd C. On the internet, whoever figures out how to build community, a community of loyal buyers who keep coming back to you and buying your products and services and using your business versus some of the competition, these are the people that will rule the internet and rule the future of small business and big business. Why? Because on the internet, there's no loyalty. People can go anywhere, they can just click and go to the next service, the next thing. How do you build community? That's the question. Start thinking, how do I build a community and a culture inside of my business, locally or non-locally, right? If you got a small business, how do you do that? Positive 5-star reviews, blog articles, asking every single customer for a positive review, posting on social media, and building this whole thing so when customers come to your website, your Google page, your Facebook, if they call you, everything is reflecting on the internet and on social media of the entire culture of your business, and it's like a community, and the customers keep returning over and over and over. Cut the steps in the distribution chain, you free up profit, build a community and a culture, and now dematerialize things in your business, going virtual, using apps to run your business, and dematerialize the thing, and now you free up this pool of profit to where now you can make more profit, you can pay employees more, and you can do whatever you want. You can expand the business, and think about that. Watch this video again. I'm done with this. Also listen to my podcast, the Untrapped Podcast on Apple Podcasts, and that's the end. Later.